Good evening. A local storefront was damaged earlier this morning after a multi-vehicle collision. Police say the driver of a late model truck hit an occupied parked vehicle, launching both into the strip mall. One man was transported to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The 24-year-old driver of the truck was arrested on scene. Impaired driving and dangerous driving charges are pending. Damages to the building were extensive, affecting 2 businesses. The Lloydminster RCMP has declared August as Window Tint Enforcement Month. Drivers with window tint on the front side windows of their vehicle will be issued a violation ticket and a fine. And those with window tint on their vehicles will be issued an inspection ticket, requiring them to report to the local detachment with the window tint removed. RCMP say window tint can significantly impair motorists' ability to see their surroundings. They also say it poses a safety risk in a collision. The 68th annual Fair Days in St. Walburg kicked off this weekend, although 3 inches of rain in 2 days put a damper on the racetrack and the chuck wagon races were cancelled. But people still came out to enjoy other activities and made the most out of the weekend. Even though the skies were gloomy, spirits were still high. Although organizers were disappointed at the amount of rain, they say the fair had other things to offer.
We're still having our demolition, our ball, our silent auction, our beef supper, and that. All the kids' stuff is still going on. The bouncy houses, we moved them into the rink, and the zoo's still going.
But, even without the chucks, we're enjoying ourselves. Lots of great stuff for the kids, for sure.
Admission was free for Sunday because of the weather, and organizers say it's not common to cancel because of wet conditions.
As long as I know of, there's only been one other year where we've rained out completely, so and we're not completely rained out this year. Like
my buddy! Yay! You'll eat it! You will eat it!
Clowns, acrobats, and daredevils, those are only some of the performers calling the Border City home for the next couple of days as the circus is in town. Crews from the Family Fun Circus were busy this morning as they put final touches on their tent and checked their equipment. This is the group's first time in the Border City, and ringmaster Jairo Ejeda say that this year's show has for everyone.
You're going to expect a good, clean, wholesome family entertainment show. Old-fashioned circus. We got the human cannonball, jugglers, acrobats, daredevils, performing dogs, the whole works.
While not as large as other shows, organizers say the advantage of this circus is that you're up close and personal with the performers.
Sitting way up there in the nosebleed section, you can see everyone like little ants. Here, the performers are literally 20 feet right in front of you. You can see them working hard, the backflips and everything. They're just working to entertain you.
The next show begins at 7 tonight. 2 more shows are scheduled tomorrow at 4:30 and 7. Tickets are available at the door. The Lloydminster Auto Club brought classic car collectors together yesterday to celebrate and remember simpler times. Graham McCann has more.
This is the 35th annual car show for the Lloydminster Auto Club. The club isn't about collecting just any car, but instead keeping classics alive. Members restore the vintage cars to the condition they were once at when they rolled off the factory floor.
And it gets these vehicles that we grew up with out in front of the public. In certain cases, there are so few left. They are really, or the club is really a mobile museum.
To club members, this museum is about letting younger drivers understand the heritage of where their cars came from.
The roots of all the new cars on the road came from something like that, the Model T.
People were able to get a first-hand experience by catching a ride in one of the 2 Model Ts at the event. The Model T was released in 1908 and is considered the first affordable car.
It gave the average everyday guy an opportunity to travel to other places rather than just by his, within say 10 miles or so. It has no heater, it has no radio, right back to basic life with with a horse and cart without the horse.
They're not in it for anything fast and furious, even if it is considered a classic. The basics are what they are looking for.
We don't have hot rods or, I don't know, these dragsters or whatever.
Brand new ones are all about high performance and how fast they can go, whereas the older guys are about style and class.
Graham McCann, Newcap News.
Cal joins me now for our first look at sports. So the Saskatchewan Baseball Provincials have been going on for the last few days over in North Battleford.
Yeah, they wrapped up today with the gold medal games later in the day. But earlier in the day, the Lloydminster Twins were looking for a spot in that provincial championship. It's too bad the Munster Red Sox were a little too much to handle for the Bantam AA squad from the border city. The Twins failed to put any runs up on the score sheet as the Sox cruised to the 9-0 win. Things didn't go much better for the Pee Wee Twins. They'll have to try again next year after losing 12-3 to the Yorkton Cardinals. Sticking with the ball diamond, the NSRBL playoffs finally get underway tonight after the regular season ended on Tuesday. The first matchup sees the third-seeded Lloydminster Juniors taking on the sixth-place North Battleford Beavers. The two teams met one time during the regular season, which resulted in a 10-9 victory for North Battleford. The first game of the best-of-3 series goes on at 6:30, so just in a few minutes here over at the Legion Ballpark. And, of course, Newcap Sports will keep you up to date on all of the NSRBL playoff action over the coming weeks. A huge matchup in the Rocky Mountain Lacrosse League tonight as the Vermilion Roar are in Westlock to play the Rock. The winner of the game will go on to host the Junior B final. The Roar earned a spot in this evening's game after beating the Kitscotty Lloydminster Extreme 13-12 in a close one on Friday night. The Rock had an easier time in their game on Friday, getting past the Fort Saskatchewan Rebels 11-4. The Roar and Rock met just one time during the regular season, with Westlock winning 4 on June 22nd. This game started at 5 o'clock at the Westlock Rotary Spirit Center. We'll bring you updates as soon as they come available.